Magnificent she is.
Yeah.
Hey, Wesley, how are British viewers looking at today different than our American viewers?
Yes.
I think that people who like the monarchy, and it's still a majority, feel a sense of connection with him. You might in America have a new president who emerges from the primaries and isn't well known. This is a man that we know, so we have strong views on him. But our views are changing because we've seen him changing, but we've known him his whole life. And we've seen, yes, he's made mistakes, but he's dedicated to public service. And so I think there's an old phrase that a family on the throne is a very interesting thing because it humanizes the state and it gives us a sense of connection. And I think he really connected with us, and we've really seen how he's trying to modernize the institution. And their life story, their love story, is a very powerful one.
Great points, Wesley. Well, coming up, King Charles, former communications director, who got a pretty good seat inside the Abbey there. Julian Payne, he just got out. He'll join us next. You're watching CBS News coverage of the coronation of King Charles III.
Rich, indulgent chocolate with a luscious caramel filling. With love from San Francisco. Ghirardelli caramel squares. Makes life a bite better.
Introducing Astapro Allergen, steroid-free allergy relief that starts working in 30 minutes. Other allergy sprays take hours. Now with Astapro Fast Allergy Relief, you can Astapro and go.
Phil Swift here for Flex Tape, the super strong waterproof tape that can instantly patch, bond, seal, and repair. Get Flex Tape at these fine retailers.
Your heart is the beat of life. If you have heart failure, entrust your heart to Entresto, a medicine specifically designed for heart failure. Entresto is the #1 heart failure brand prescribed by cardiologists. It was proven superior in helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Heart failure can change the structure of your heart, so it may not work as well. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. And with a healthier heart, you can keep on doing what you love. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or allospirin, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure. And trust your heart. Entresto.
Here with us now, as we welcome you back to the coronation of King Charles III, is Julian Payne. He served as Charles' communication director when the king held the role of Prince of Wales. Julian also just attended today's coronation. So we sped him up here fast. Julian, I asked you during the break, how was it? You said, I'm speechless. Do me a favor, don't be speechless right now.
Please don't.
Tell us all about it.
Give us a skinny.
I got to tell you, the atmosphere in there was absolutely unbelievable. It was emotion. It was just electric when you saw them coming down, processing. And I had a great seat. I was on the front row, so I got to see them, got to exchange a look as if to say, isn't this fantastic? Isn't this an incredible moment? And you could see the emotion in their eyes. I mean, this is an unprecedented moment for both of them. And it was just incredibly special. But the emotion in the room, not just for them, but for everybody, when those moments happened, when the crown went on his head, I'm not sure there was a dry eye in the house.
We were looking to see whether he was actually tearing up a little bit.
Yes.
I don't know that I saw that, but you could see the emotion on his face.
You certainly do. You could, and you saw it at specific moments, and you saw it when he interacted with his family. Quite frankly, the Prince of Wales.
I mean, there are some elements there which, of course, are repeated in every coronation. So when Zadok the priest goes on as he's being anointed, that is an incredibly spiritual moment for him and for all of us. We've heard and we've seen that music with Queen Elizabeth II before, so it brings back all of those memories. So it's this sort of mixture of happiness for him and then the sadness for the Queen that's passed. It's something that's almost indescribable. It really is.
I think we have a picture.
And I felt like there was such emotion in her, and then you can see the relief in her almost when she passed through the crowning.
Yeah, Julian, so look at this is you.
Yeah.
Inside the coronation right there.
That's right. And just before that, as he was coming down, he was looking left and right. And it was great. We had a moment where we just caught each other's eye, and I just felt very proud to be there and very happy for him.
So this is Act 2. 50 years of Act 1, you helped share much of it with him. What's next? Where does he go?
I think the thing about monarchy is there is always a sovereign, there's always a king or a queen. There is continuity, but they gradually change things. They want to make their reign reflect the times in which they're in. So I think what you'll see is him continue to champion the things he cares about, the environment, social inequality, giving people a chance, trying to bring communities together. But he won't do it as a campaigning prince, which is the way he used to do it. Now he'll do it as a convening king. He'll bring people together. He'll let them find the answers.
And this was an indication. This was a first round or the first act of Act 2, I should say, in terms of what he showed us the realm might be representing.
What you see in this service today is you saw the communities brought inside. So you saw a lot of people in the Abbey who are people that have dedicated their life and their work to the country and to other countries of the realms in the Commonwealth. And that's what he's about. He's about bringing the communities together. He didn't want everybody outside looking on as all the aristocrats were inside. He wanted it to be a much more inclusive, and that's what he's like as a person. When I would go around the country and we were planning for these kinds of events, he was always very clear. He wanted the different faith groups in, he wanted the communities in there so people could see themselves in the Abbey.
And you really did see that. I thought that was extremely moving. I mean, I wasn't quite sure how the kind of modern elements were going to work, because there'd been quite a lot of skepticism. But thank God we were just looking at all of those old white, peers kneeling and all that. I mean, you really saw, the female bishops and the multi-faith leaders, and it was really inspiring to see the whole mix of that line of the protagonists.
That's it. And we saw, there were all of the what we call the NHS heroes, all of the health workers who during COVID had done so much. There was 400 of those people were invited in as well. So we really did feel like recognition for the work that people had been doing. And that, as I say, that's what he's all about.
By the way, if you're wondering about the bells you hear behind us, someone decided to see how strenuous a workout they could give Westminster Abbey today. So we're told these bells will go off for 3 hours today as we switch back to images of post-coronation now.
This is what you see here, because of course the service is one thing, but then it goes on. You've got the moments you see here. You'll then have the balcony moment. I mean, for them, this will run on. This is going to run on for some time still to come. And then, of course, we have 2 more days. We have the concert at Windsor Castle tomorrow, and then we have the day of community volunteering on Monday.
I keep thinking these guys can't actually see. It seems like their hats are over their eyes, but I guess they can.
The uniformity of that staging is just...
They look like they're doing all right.
Yes, this is the second enormous thing they've done since September. I mean, we had the Queen's Elizabeth II's funeral only in September, which was an absolutely extraordinary display. And now this.
I had to look at you twice when you said the Queen. Because I immediately thought of Queen Elizabeth, and I had to check myself. It is now Queen Camilla.
That's right, now Queen Camilla. She has had the crown placed on her head. Some people, it's been a journey, from where she was 20 years ago to where she is now. But in the UK, certainly, there's a real sense that she's a fantastic partner to the King. They're a great partnership together. And I've no doubt in the years that come, they'll continue to support one another and provide great service for the UK.
And they've got a great blended family now. I mean, she even had her ex-husband.
I'll just, okay.
And we want to bring in the U.S. Ambassador to the United Kingdom, Jane Hartley, now, who is with us as we get set for the military precision and ceremony that's going on behind us here at Buckingham Palace. Madam Ambassador, we were talking about it when you arrived here. There just doesn't feel like there's anything like this that we have back in the United States. What has the last day been like for you? You've been spending time with the First Lady.
Yes.
And then watching today take place.
Yes. Well, I was with the First Lady most of the day yesterday. She's wonderful, as I think we all know. We went to a primary school with the Prime Minister's wife, and you could just see the passion she has as an educator.
Yeah.
And it was quite wonderful. The young children had made crowns and had big signs, "Welcome, Dr. Biden." We also then went to see veterans working in a sports program with the Minister of Veterans Affairs, and once again, that is something that touches the First Lady's heart. Today, I thought it was an amazing ceremony, really quite beautiful. But as we were talking before,
I'm going to interrupt you for just a minute, just a moment, so we can listen in here.
The parade will remove headdress. Remove headdress. Turn. 3 cheers for His Majesty the King and Her Majesty the Queen. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. The parade will replace headdress. Replace headdress. Turn.
The royal salute there from the military members behind us here at Buckingham Palace. And again, we are here with the U.S. Ambassador to the UK, Jane Hartley. I'm sorry that I did interrupt you there. We wanted to listen in.
yes, it was beautiful.
Again, I'm just amazed again at the precision that we had from from the military there. It was beautiful. One of our earlier guests was saying it's just going to take everybody a while here also to get used to saying king instead of queen.
Yes, when you hear the music at first, you do tend to say "God save the Queen,"
right?
But I think we are all getting used to it. And I do want to say the ceremony today was so moving. A lot of pageantry, as we were just talking about.
Yeah.
But also, I think with the King's touch, a tilt to the modern world, much more inclusion, much more diversity. I loved the gospel choir. I thought that was fantastic.
Reach out to the faith leaders from all communities.
Well, I was just going to, the multi-faith, I think it's not been done before. And I heard a wonderful story that the chief rabbi had come to do it, but he can't drive today. So the king put him up in Clarence House so he could walk to the ceremony.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah. I thought it spoke to what the king is trying to do, and I thought was a huge positive.
Modern time.
Yes, more moving with the pageantry, but moving into a more modern time.
I know a lot of people are wondering, when will President Biden finally have a chance to meet with King Charles? But I think also, what does King Charles mean for that special relationship for the United States?
I think that the king has had a very strong relationship with the United States for many, many years. I think he's been to the States 20 times. And he's been with us in our good times and in our sad times. Was extremely supportive during 9/11, and actually on the 10-year anniversary of 9/11 came over to the embassy to support our community. So I think it's a strong relationship. I also think many of the things that the king cares about, whether that be climate or especially helping young people, something he's done for years and years, and to some extent privately, is something that is very close to President Biden's heart.
And you were talking earlier about the First Lady yesterday, and some of the work that she was doing here, and you bring up just with some of the work she's doing with children. And that's also something I know for Prince William and for Princess Catherine that is really near and dear for them. And Prince William, of course, is next in line for the throne.
Yes, I salute both of them. And Catherine in particular has made a point of saying how much she supports early childhood education. That's something that's obviously very close to the First Lady's heart. And I, in my previous life, was chairman of Sesame Street, so it's very close to my heart as well. So I salute them for doing that, and I hope they do more of it.
I know we had President Biden in Ireland recently. Do we have any inkling when we may see him here?
I know he had a wonderful call with the king, and they chatted about when the president was going to come here. The president wants to come, has told the king he is coming. I don't know the exact date, but he wants time with the king. And frankly, once again, on many of the issues I just talked about, they're so aligned on climate. They're so aligned on helping young people. So I think we will see the president soon, but I'm not going to get ahead of the White House on that.
We appreciate the time. Thank you. Much more from London, including the man who served as the King's champion in today's Abbey service. You're watching CBS.